Hey everybody, Austin here again with another quick play. Today we'll be playing through Castlevania Dracula X, Rondo of Blood. This is a part of the Castlevania Requiem collection, which is a 2018 PS4 compilation of both Dracula X and Symphony of the Night. Both directly related games, actually. I'll go into that more later. But yeah, Rondo of Blood. I've covered this many times on my channel, but since we're doing Castlevania videos all this month, figured, hey, that was another good excuse to run through this game once again. I actually don't have any specific plans for this run. I'm not going for like 100% or anything, or like finding all the maidens, or, you know, finding Maria, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to kind of wing it. Just do a casual playthrough, start to finish, with one of the routes. It is a game with several different routes, so there's a lot to see. 100% run will probably take a few hours, you know, several runs, basically. And I'm pretty sure I have some live stream archives of that here if you want to see, like, literally everything in the game. But yeah, this game was originally released in 1993 on the PC Engine Duo platform and never got a North American release up until about the, I don't know, 2007-ish or so, when it was included as a part of the Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles collection for PlayStation Portable, which also had Symphony of the Night and also had a remake of Rondo of Blood, but it also included the original as an unlockable. And then I think I got a virtual console release somewhere, you know, after that, both for the Wii, and it was probably later transferred to the Wii U. I don't recall exactly, but yeah, it was actually relatively obscure for a long time. We're talking close to 15 years of obscurity, but it's probably one of the best Castlevania games in the series. It's not my personal favorite, but it would definitely be up there, you know, in my top 5 or 6. I mean, the top 5 or 6 Castlevania games to me are just all like heavy hitters, super strong titles, and so, you know, picking a top 5 is just hard enough as is. But yeah, it's a phenomenal game, great soundtrack, great graphics. Fantastic level design. It's also on the easier end of things. It's one of the easier Castlevania games, which I think is a reason why a lot of people like this so much. It appeals more to, I don't like to say casual players, because it's not like, you know, the first Castlevania or Castlevania 3 are impossible or anything, but they're definitely significant steps above this in terms of difficulty, and so they might not have as much mass-wide appeal as Rondo of Blood does. So, but yeah, I've been talking a lot. Here's the menu system for anybody just joining up for the first time and seeing my channel for the first time. This is my casual series of videos where I basically just fire up a game and we see what we can do with it. And so yeah, kick back, relax, hopefully enjoy some Rondo of Blood. But yeah, this is the options menu. And you get scanline options. The scanlines will look absolutely horrible on capture, and so I never use those. Although scanlines always make the screen look a lot darker too, which I'm not a big fan of. You got interlacing, which is honestly kind of pointless for this. It's a little weird. And you've got graphical filters where you can, you know, apply a blurring filter, which I'm also not a fan of. So we're gonna play it with the nice razor sharp pixelated look. And you've got wallpaper options as well. Nothing too crazy here. We'll go with some, you know, classic brick patterns. And they actually, I think, redid all the voices in this as English. So we will see how that sounds. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it at that, because I've got plenty of playthroughs of Rondo of Blood, all in Japanese. Both via, you know, which is via a variety of means, usually original hardware. I actually used to own Rondo of Blood multiple times, actually. I need to get another copy, now that I think about it. So yeah, Castlevania Rondo of Blood, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've always been weirded out by this this menu system, though. It's like, it's choppy. It just seems kind of weird for something that's so simple. So, but we're going to do Castlevania Rondo of Blood, and let's go ahead and just jump into this. Yeah, really phenomenal. Oh, I see there's wall meat there on the left. That's actually kind of a nice touch for that that background image. Maybe I should have picked a different background image, though. Okay, yeah, so this intro is still in German. It was always in German in the original, so they went ahead and just left it as is. But you can see that the text is now translated. And we will go ahead and just let this roll out. Basically, someone gets sacrificed, and as a result, Dracula is able to be revived. And that's a typical introduction for Castlevania. It's oftentimes how Dracula gets revived. It's the same in Castlevania Legacy of Darkness on Nintendo 64.
Zu später Stunde kamen sie zusammen, um gemeinsam die Mächte der Finsternis mit ihrem sündigen Blut zu rufen. Sie zu erlösen von ihrer sterblichen Existenz, den Anbeginn einer neuen Welt vor Augen. Und so begab es sich, dass nach 100 Jahren das Böse wieder Fleisch geworden war. Als unsterbliches Geschöpf der Nacht kann es die Gestalt des Wolfs, der Fledermaus oder des Nebels annehmen. Es labt sich am Blut der Menschen. Dracula, der Fürst der Finsternis, Herr des Teufelsschlosses, ist auferstanden.
See, in the original version, there's an X that appears, but it's completely not here now, which is kind of a bummer. I definitely prefer the logo of the original Rondo of Blood. That's how it was originally designed, so it just fits in a lot better than that normal Americanized Castlevania logo. That's okay. So, yeah, the original hardware that this was on actually had internal save memory, and so this would actually save your progress. And so, let's just do... We shall do... You... Oops. Go back. YouTube. Actually, we'll do it YouTube. We're continuing the adventures of YouTube. That was, sometimes we have to type YouTube when we, do some other games on stream because like there's only a 6-character limit on some games. But yeah, here we go. Just phenomenal soundtrack. Yeah, the big anime characters, you know, sort of like still background or still images, just kind of like swapping back and forth. That was a very typical graphic style for TurboGrafx CD games, PC Engine CD games. And Rondo of Blood does it a little bit better than some other games, probably because of it being a Super CD-ROM game, which again, the Super CD-ROM games required more memory, which either came included with the PC Engine Duo console, or you had a TurboGrafx CD or PC Engine CD plus one of the Super System cards, which added that expansion memory. So if you look at something earlier on the PC Engine CD and then compared it to Super CD-ROM games, then generally, you know, that very typical art style ends up looking a lot better on the Super CD games. So this is just an intro stage, nothing special here. Death, you hit him a couple times and he drops his fireball. Boom, you can smack it. And that's it. It's a good, fun little intro thing. Doesn't take too long. And we get thrown straight into our first level. Dinner of Flames, apparently. Alright, so... yeah, Dracula X, Rondo of Blood. Or I have to call it Castlevania Rondo of Blood now, since we are playing the, you know, the American version. Like in the original Castlevania, or the NES ones I should say, you hold up and attack to use sub-weapons. So we've got our axe. The axe is my favorite sub-weapon in this. It does good damage, it's got good reach, it's really big, and that's always a plus. And your axe uses hearts. Hearts are ammunition, as I'm sure all of you guys already know. This is not my first Castlevania video this month. You have breakable wall meat, just like in the classic games. Well, the other classic games. So this is actually one of the alternate pathways we can go to. I am not going to take it today. I'm going to actually take the regular route, because I think the last time I played this, just personally speaking, I think I went the bottom route. But what we will do is go this way. That is one of the awesome things about this game, is that it does have multiple pathways. And so that really helps with the replay value. Here we go. There's going to be a couple of these guys here. You do have slight, like, mid-air control. If you jump straight up and you tap in one of the other directions, you will actually move a little bit. So, you know, there is some slight flexibility here in terms of movement. Also, if you hold down attack, you can move backwards. So you can kind of, like, step backwards and whip, which is actually really cool. Nice little subtle mechanic that is, you know, potentially useful. It is kind of interesting playing this on a PlayStation 5. I'm using a DualSense controller to play a game from 1993. Definitely a weird dynamic. I think they're probably going to give me holy water here, and I don't really want it. Okay, no, they don't. Okay, let's confuse it for another area. The axe is just really good on this fight. Doing tons of damage. Here we go. My controller's rumbling too, which is also really weird. I'm not used to controller rumble in classic 2D games like this. Again, interesting dynamic. Yep, got the no damage bonus. I had mentioned that in our Super Nintendo Dracula X playthrough, which was kind of a very, very loose adaptation of this game. Sort of, kind of, not really. But yeah, basically what happens is if you beat the boss in this game without taking any damage, you get an extra life. Which I really like. That was actually a really cool mechanic they introduced. Just one of those other things that incentivizes better play. Now, one thing that's actually really cool in this game is that money bags act as credits you can use to unlock boss demos. And there's a boss demo for every boss fight in the game. And every boss demo does the fight without taking damage. So if you're trying to learn how to do all the fights without taking damage, the tools are just within the game itself. You don't have to look up walkthroughs or, you know, YouTube videos, which we didn't have access to in the mid-90s. Now, you do have another thing called the item crash. Ooh, that sound emulation, not the best. Now, some of the sound, one of the things that's always bugged me about this game, and it doesn't really bug me anymore because I understand why it is. But when I first played this game in the late '90s, a friend of mine had actually burned me a CDR copy of the game. Turbo graphics CDs and PC Engine CDs had no copy protection. So, and that's actually the key. I'm not going to get the key. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight forward here. If we fall down one of these areas, I think we can access Maria. I don't remember if it's this area or if we have to go through the... Oh, actually, no, we might have to go through this door first. I think Maria is actually farther along. You go through here with the key, and then you unlock her. But I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty kind of straightforward playthrough. I'm not going to overthink it too much. Let's see. Actually, let's go back down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where Maria is. Alright. I was talking about something else and I've already forgotten. Oh, yeah, the sound. So, basically, for those of you guys that don't know, there was this console called the PC Engine in Japan. It came out in North America as the TurboGrafx 16. Used these little things called Hue cards, or in North America they were called turbo chips, to house all the game data. Pretty much all the sound effects were generated by, you know, internal sound hardware. It was not a CD-based platform initially, but there was a CD-based attachment called the PC Engine CD, and then that came out in North America as the TurboGrafx CD. And very much like the Sega CD with the Sega Genesis, the PC Engine CD still utilized that internal sound hardware for a lot of sound effects and things like that. So despite having CD-based audio, nice and crystal clear, much higher quality than anything you'd get with the internal sound hardware, most games were a combination of typical PC Engine sound effects and music sometimes. If there was like a load sequence, sometimes they would play, you know, music using the sound, you know, PC Engine sound hardware. And that Dracula X Rondo of Blood does that. So, you know, that pre-boss room, the lead up to this boss fight, it was using the PC Engine sound hardware. It wasn't using CD audio. And so you get this weird dynamic where, like, you've got this killer CD audio, and then you go into, like, a small hallway, probably for loading reasons, and the music quality just completely tanks. Now, it's like, I've gotten used to it over the years, but that was always one of my pet peeves with this game. But it's fine. It is what it is, you know? I like that you can hit these guys from down below. With the axe, of course. Very nice. Got a big heart. Big hearts are 5 hit points. And look at this. This is actually something that was kind of like screwed up in Dracula X on the Super Nintendo. Notice how, like, I don't get stuck above the screen. In Dracula X Super Nintendo, the second you go above the screen, your movement just, like, stops almost completely. It's kind of weird, but this is nice and smooth. Yeah, and again, for anybody that's just stopping upon my channel for the first time, I've been doing lots of Castlevania this month. I've been doing 2 videos every week, 2 quick plays every week. I did Castlevania 1, Castlevania 3, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania Dracula X, Castlevania Chronicles, Castlevania Adventure Rebirth, and now Dracula X Rondo of Blood. We even did a live stream of Castlevania 2 on NES. So if you hit that cross in the middle, it actually drops the stopwatch. You got another great rendition of Bloody Tears. Again, the soundtrack in this game is just phenomenal. They did a great job with it. I think this the soundtrack was actually outsourced. Was not done by Konami internally. I don't remember if it's T's Music. I want to say it's T's Music. And T's Music has done a lot of, like, really good classic soundtracks. A very prolific sound design company for video games, you know, from this time period, you know, 1990, mid-1990s, the early CD-ROM era. Alright, now these gold skeletons take a lot of hits. They're basically like mini boss fights in this game. And you can hit that bell, as I just did. And occasionally it'll drop some meat. The meat gives you health back. There we go. Hey, money! I'll take it. Good enough for me. Now, you can probably see why I really like the axe in this game. Like I said, just the distance is pretty crazy. It's really large in size. Uh-oh, not good. So that's actually not going to kill me. Takes me to an alternate route. Very much like the Super Nintendo Dracula X. There's a very similar section in that game. Yeah, we're going to go right. I think I'm supposed to go right. Now, if I hit the start button, you'll notice that it says credits. Those credits go up every time I collect money bags. And it takes X amount of credits to buy your boss demonstrations. So money bags are actually kind of cool in this. They're not just points. So now I'm up to 83 credits. And there are a couple of points in the game where you can actually kind of grind out on money bags. And maybe I'll show you that later on in the playthrough. Got ourselves a big heart. Alright, I think this is going to be the Minotaur boss. Yep. So for this, I'm mostly going to use just my whip, most likely. Okay. Move back. Yeah, you can see that his axe blocks my axe. Now, I kind of want to get to the other side. Hopefully he doesn't jump. Okay, good. He's going to fling backwards, I believe. Yep. Boom. Alright, so now I want to get up here. He's going to do a desperation move. Did we do that without taking a hit? We did, because I heard the extra life. Also, I haven't mentioned, but you can backflip in this by double tapping jump. Also very handy. Just don't backflip into a pit, otherwise you will die, most likely. I will say the rumble doesn't feel like it's been implemented very well here, because it just rumbles anytime there's a sound effect that's made. Like, it was rumbling even when the score countdown was happening. So this is a very, very low effort rumble feature. Now this level has a bunch of different things you can do. And as you can see, you can actually latch onto stairwells, just like in Castlevania 4. Uh-oh, that's not good. Ow. Very few invincibility frames either, which is kind of tough. Jump over these, jump over those, and let's go this way. Why not? Jump over here, jump on that, jump up here. Pretty basic stuff. Now that book weapon is actually really good in this game, but again, I'm going to go ahead and just stick with my axe. So these are the Axe Armor Knights. This is kind of a bad situation with that ball and chain right on top of me. And I keep thinking I can duck those, but I can't apparently, so... Hopefully there's some health here. Okay, good. Phew, that was close. Almost died. Alright, I'm not going to use the cross. Cross is a great weapon, but I just prefer the axe in this game. The cross also doesn't go as far across the screen as it does in other versions, or other Castlevanias, I should say, not other versions of this. Okay, this is kind of bad, because lots of fleamen come out now. Ideally, you want to avoid that switch, if you can. Oof, that item crash sound is just not good. Alright, there's a little bit of a puzzle here, but I'm not going to bother trying to solve it. I always forget what it is. Some of those puzzles were actually expanded on in this game's remake, the Dracula X Chronicles on PSP. Highly recommend that remake. It's actually really well done. I don't think jumping over here does anything. Oh, look at that! It does. 115, 119. So it looks like we got 4 credits for that. Cool. Yeah, so one of the other routes, you'd actually end up on this side over here. So the levels do, you know, change how they loop into each other based on which way you've gone. It's pretty cool. He's gonna dive at me just like that. Yeah, the Axe Armor Knights are definitely more aggressive in this. But there are also brown ones, which are even more aggressive. They like to constantly just dive straight at you. Pretty tough to deal with, and that's where like the backflip actually comes into play. You can actually backflip over them. Yep, here's one. Backflip. Backflip again. Nice. Woo! That is potentially not good. Okay, good. Whew. That was scary. I said this is one of the easiest Castlevania games, but there are still some hairy parts. You can actually bust open this wall too. We're gonna come up this way. Nothing here in this one, huh? And here we go. That's the PC Engine standard music that I was talking about. Let's fall down here. There's usually wall meat in these sections to try to build up your health a little bit. This is either Dullahan? Yeah, it's Dullahan. Okay. This is a boss that was introduced in Dracula X, and he was also brought into Dracula X for Super Nintendo. Ooh, I thought I could duck that. Apparently not. I actually think he's a little bit easier in this than he is in the Super Nintendo one. There are some boss crossovers in that game, but they can actually be more challenging. They can be more challenging in that version. Alright, I'm not going to use the book. Although, again, the book is really good in this. Does a ton of damage. Alright, Devil Flies by Night. This is where we go into the ghost ship. Pretty cool level. Some pretty chill music, too. And again, another reason why I like the axe. I can just hit those guys from a distance. Don't have to stress out over them. This part's a lot harder if you don't have the axe. So, axe, axe, and he's dead. As you can see, those guys have pretty good reach too, so the farther away from them, you know, the better. I like how the balance is in this game. There isn't really any part in this game where I feel like enemies are too tanky or things are just unfair. Like those green warriors that come out, skeleton warriors. Here we go. Can we backflip up here? Yes. They only take one hit to kill. You know, other less well-designed games would have them take more hits. But with a combat system like this, that's kind of slow. You know, it's not exactly Ninja Gaiden. You know, having them die in one hit with a slow whip like this, it makes sense. With how fast they move. It's good balance. It's good design. There's a good balance there. So, there we go. We just demonstrated that you can actually... you actually won't lose your sub-weapon if you pick up a different one. It's kind of nice. You have a choice. And that was another really great, you know, quality of life improvement. Most other Castlevania games, you pick up another sub-weapon, you're stuck with it. And they carried over that mechanic to Symphony of the Night. And I did want to mention, for those that don't know, Symphony of the Night is a direct sequel to this game. It's one of the only Castlevania games where, oh, I should say linear Castlevania games, where it does directly follow up on the happenings of the previous game. And not just like, oh, 100 years after Castlevania 1. It's like 5 years after it. A lot of the same characters are in Symphony of the Night. Richter, our main character here, our protagonist, is a key component in Symphony of the Night, as is Maria, who you discover in this game. And she's older in Symphony of the Night. So, and that is why the Japanese version of Symphony of the Night is called Dracula X. Because it is a direct sequel to Dracula X on the PC Engine Duo. So basically, the first game is called Dracula X Chino Rondo. Second game is Dracula X Nocturne in the Moonlight. This game has a lot of enemies that are kind of like a, you know, a little slow. And they've got attacks that are pretty easy to read and pretty easy to avoid. Like those guys with the ball and chains. All you have to do is, once they start winding up, just walk back. Just walk back. Wait for them to attack, then get up close and smack them in the face again. A few times. Yeah, this is our lead up to the boss fight. And this is actually where we fight Death himself. Again. We technically already fought him once. But of course, the axe is going to be really good for this first part. The second part, you actually don't want to use sub-weapons. It's actually a two-phase fight. You can attack his sickles. Very much like the first Castlevania. Not just the first Castlevania. I mean, it's a lot of Castlevanias, honestly. But it definitely helps to get rid of them. Otherwise, they will dive bomb you. And I've got so many hearts, I'm just going to keep using my axe. Just play it nice and safe. Alright, so now he's going to go to the other side of the screen. He's going to shoot these projectiles out. You just... Oh, I got hit by it? Are you serious? Yeah, that's a bummer. Normally I just walked from one side to the other and it's fine. Alright, now he dives back down. A little more dangerous now. You really want to watch out for his dive attack. You let him attack, come on in, and again, don't use sub-weapons here. Otherwise he kind of goes into crazy mode. There he goes. Ow. Well, he knocked me back quite a bit. There he goes. Got him. And his head goes off. Off with the head. Freeze frame.
Such a
Yep,
fine
English voice
girl.
acting.
Surely the blood of a beautiful woman will quench the thirst in my body.
Stay away from me!
What are you afraid of? In exchange for your blood, you can gain eternal life and beauty from me, can you not? Please, it's a simple matter. I get what I need, and you benefit as well. And then together, you and I shall reign over this world.
If it means becoming a savage, I would sooner kill myself.
As you wish. However, what exactly makes me a savage? If my existence itself makes me savage, is that not the result of this world? Are not all the people of this age savages as well? If so, I should be a shining beacon for what this world wants me to be. The one to lead them. Do you not agree?
My Lord Count,
What is it?
there are intruders in the castle.
I see. Destiny can be quite fun at times. They've likely come to interfere. I hope you'll be in a better mood later.
Save me. Victor.
And we probably will do that. She's actually on the last level. And this is a pretty cool section. This is actually a boss rush. Some more money. You can actually get a book in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just stick with the axe. The book will annihilate some of these bosses, though. Alright, we jump over that. And the first one should be the bat, which also appeared in the Super Nintendo version, although its patterns were very different in that game. It also likes to dive down at you, just like that. Alright, second one, I want to say is Medusa. Yep. Took a hit. Alright, this should either be Frankenstein's monster or the mummy. It's the mummy, okay. Ouch. Thankfully, he dropped some meat. Yep, there it is. And then after Frankenstein's monster, we fight Shaft himself. And one thing that's interesting about it is it actually kind of creates a checkpoint. So if you die and you come back, you just have to fight Shaft. Whoops, that's not good. Oh, not good. Alright, there we go. I don't normally take that many hits on this guy. We might actually end up dying here. I want that wall meat that's in the border. Alright, so there's this lightning attack, which can be a little frustrating. Ooh. And then this one, it kind of dives at you. And I was trying to backflip, but that did not work. That's a bummer. Another chance to get some more money. We'll go ahead and stick with the book this time. So, like I said, we're basically checkpointed back at Shaft, and we have 8 lives still. Wow. So the fire, you just want to attack, and it kind of, you know, you'll bounce it away. And of course the lightning attack. Backflip. There we go. He just bounces from one side to the other, and his desperation attack as those balls fall to the ground. Walking backwards into my orb. Alright, we're basically at the last level now. And we will have to fight Shaft again, and then after that I think we go immediately to Dracula's room. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the axe. So for these bats, you can actually kill them in one hit with the axe. You can also turn around mid-air. Whoa there. Oh, that's not good. No alternate route for that. Yeah, I recommend just using your sub-weapon on this one. Because it doesn't take 2 hits, it takes 1. Well, got an extra life from points, apparently. That's fine. I was trying to use my sub-weapon, but it refused to come out. Alright, that should be it. Alright, now if you come up here and smack this gear, and this was something that was carried over into Symphony of the Night, is we'll eventually open up this door. And it has our key, to free our maiden. Well, one of them. The one we saw in the cutscenes. There we go. So, by having this as opposed to the axe, things will be a little more difficult. I'm pretty sure we can still item crash with this, yeah. And it doesn't use any hearts. That was also carried over into the Super Nintendo game. Ooh, she still grabbed onto me. Interesting. Alright, we just use it right here. There we go.
Annette!
Richter!
You aren't hurt?
No, are you?
Nah, I'm fine. I'm overflowing with the blood of the vampire hunter after all. I need to let a little out once in a while.
Oh, well then.
You head back to the village without me. I'm going on ahead. It's time to end this 100-year blood feud.
Mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna kill him
No,
myself.
don't! It's too dangerous!
But this is my destiny. Besides, his blood is calling to me. The path up to here is safe. Now get going!
Richter! Wait! Richter! Come back. Come back in one piece.
I'd be more worried about her getting out of this castle in one piece. Jeez. Alright, just working my way up. Sometimes you can backflip up here. Oh, wasn't able to get it. And Medusas are annoying as always. And why don't I do that? Let's try this again. It's not that hard. Alright, so a couple more rooms, and then we'll be back at Shaft again. Let's go ahead and just fall down here. Now, I feel a little naked without having a sub-weapon. If I wanted to, I can use an item crash. Just like that. I will take that, thank you. Why are you constantly moving backwards? Uh-oh. That was close. Yeah, these guys are pretty dangerous, as you can see. Especially when they're constantly moving back. I can't actually hit them. Like, come on, dude. Why are you doing this? Alright, thank you. Alright. Good stuff. Come on up here. Unfortunately, the only wall meets is in an area you have to fall down to, which means you have to end up redoing a whole section again. Whoops. So I think what I want to try to do is just ignore the wall meets, and then just try to get to the checkpoint where we fight Shaft. And hopefully I can do that without taking damage. Or getting there without taking damage. Okay, there we go. Now I think there is actually an extra life up here. Yep. One up. We only have 9 lives, guys. I don't think we have enough. don't think I can jump on this. My back flipping. Oh, that's not good. Or do the enemies respawn? I know in the Super Nintendo game they would. Okay. That's fine. I always smack that block thinking there's something in it, and there's never anything in it. Old habits die hard. Ah, but there's that. Alright. We're not doing too bad then. So a little puzzle mechanic here. You have to use the specific sub-weapons to open up certain sets of blocks. It's just kind of gimmicky. I've already got the axe, so I don't really care that much about it. I think what ends up happening is you get the book. And the book's pretty good, but I'd rather have the axe here. Alright, so there's a few different mechanics here you have to be on point about. He's got a few different attack patterns. Some you have to backflip over, others you just have to be on one side of the screen or the other. Like this guy, get to the other side of the screen and hope he doesn't dive bomb you. This one you want to backflip over. And again. Some great visual design in this game. He's gonna dive. Ooh, and he still hit me. And he's gonna hit me again. Okay, no. Woo, that was close. Very close. Yeah, I don't know why I never realized it, but you can actually jump backwards if you're holding down the attack button. I already knew I could walk backwards, but I was kind of unaware you could jump backwards too. So it's actually really good to know. Alright, so this was one of those parts where you can grind out on money bags. So there's actually a hidden staircase up here. There it is. It's the secret money room. So if you're trying to grind out for boss tutorials, then you want to come up here. Alright, where is it? There we go. You can just drop down. We got 238. Whee! I can see my house from here! Actually, he probably could. This castle's so high up. So, yeah, we were, you know, we got some money there. And I can do it again. I've got 8 lives. So, you can use those extra lives to get lots of money bags. But we're not going to. I just wanted to demonstrate that. It's a fun little mechanic. What are we up to anyway? 249. Alright, so classic Dracula fight. Not a very difficult one. So what we want to do is jump and attack his face and the fireballs at the same time. So I just have to find my timing since I haven't actually fought him like this in a while. So kind of like that. Now this fourth one, he's going to do his big fireballs from Symphony of the Night. So I guess we just get close and not get it, but, well, not get the fireballs, I mean. Yeah, it's just all about the timing. And you can sometimes get an extra hit, just like that. That's the strategy. Oh! Was that not number 4? This will be. There we go. Oh, that was a bad choice. He's gonna do a projectile all the way across the screen. You can just duck it. Yeah, as you can see, not exactly the hardest Dracula fight. First try. And that was Castlevania Rondo of Blood, guys. Via the Castlevania Requiem collection.
Once again, the blood of Belmont has defeated me. Perhaps this, too, is part of my fate.
Death to you! The world is not yours to exist in!
It is not by my own power that I am resurrected. It is the greed of humanity which calls me back. And thus, by might, I rule. Might becomes the one and only justice in this world.
Of all the self-serving claptrap! The same basic fate drives all people to seek, to come together, to move forward. That surely can't be an evil thing.
And yet, here I am. Do you not have any desires?
Well,
it is by your desires that you humans prosper, and it is your faith which has ruled you. Considering that, can you really call me evil?
but people cannot be ruled by power alone. The sacred, the honorable, the loved, those things can rule humanity. Something evil will eventually fall to ruin!
I see. Perhaps you're right. We shall meet again, Blood of Belmont.
All right. That is it. We have a credits roll now. But yeah, that was originally Dracula X, Rondo of Blood. But over here now, it's apparently known as Castlevania Rondo of Blood. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I have some more Castlevania videos, hopefully up my sleeve for the rest of October here. We're getting kind of close to the end of the month now, as of this one going live. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this playthrough. Yeah, this is still available on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. If anybody doesn't already have it, I want to say it's about $20 for both this and Symphony of the Night. I am not sponsored to say that. I just want to get the information out for anyone that's curious. It's a great way to play these games. It does feel a little weird with the PlayStation 5 controller, and I feel like there were some weird input issues partway through the playthrough for me, but for the most part it's fine. I didn't really have too many issues. But yeah, good way to play these games. I will probably try to do a Symphony of the Night stream sometime later this month. I had to figure out what version I want to play. I have to go through all my other previous live streams and see which one I'm missing. I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least one version of Symphony of the Night on my channel, so I'll have to take a gander at that and yeah, just kind of go from there. But yeah, expect a, annual Symphony of the Night playthrough as well. And I still want to try to tackle some other linear Vanias, too, for these quick plays. So, versus Castlevania, actually, which I think is one of them. So, but thanks, guys, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And actually, I was going to say take it easy, but I kind of want to go back to the main screen so I can hopefully show you guys the unlocks. Let's see. Let's actually get back in and start the unlocks real quick, just to kind of show you what's going on with that. Totally forgot about that. We earned all those money bags. We might as well put them to use. So you can see we're at 62%. If we do some other routes, that percentage will go up. I can actually do stage select. So if I wanted to, I can go grind out for money bags again. Or I can go back and try to find an alternate route. So let's actually go back. Boss demo. This is what I'm talking about. So basically we don't have any unlocked. We actually have to buy them. And we can only buy the ones that we've actually accessed in the game itself. So if I do... oh, I don't know. Let's do the werewolf, because that's actually probably a more impressive one. That cost us $100. And this is not me playing. This is a boss demo. And this was in the original game, too. This is not something new for the modern versions. It was one of the only games from back then I can think of that did something like this. You know, it's really great for replay value and really great for learning the game. It's all about watching those patterns. And this guy has, like, some of the most unpredictable patterns, in my opinion. It's one of the tougher boss fights in this game. Especially if you're trying to do it without taking damage, like this person is. And there we go. So, pretty cool stuff. And of course you have a sound test as well. And again, all this stuff has been translated, which is great. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this playthrough. Like I said, I'll be back with some other Castlevania content very soon. And live streams as well. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing if you like this sort of content. I've got plenty of it on here already, and plenty more to come. For everybody already subbed, thanks as always for your continued support. I do appreciate it. And I guess until the next one, take it easy.